there, partner.
So we're here as one more time. This happened last time too. The intro is always the hardest part. With Kev Cal, Boog Meek, we're back. Recording a week early. So I'm going on a hunting trip with John to Arizona. We're going elk hunting. Well, he's going elk hunting. I'm just tagging along, but sick. I'm super excited. Taking 10 days off work, just banging it.
Wow.
PTO too. They're paying me to do it. There's nothing better than that.
Hell yeah, dude. That's sick.
Yeah. So we are recording a little early. We're gonna go over the 282 pay-per-view, and a couple other things. But first, how was your guys' Thanksgiving?
Solid. I've spent most of my time in Fresno with my mom and my sister. But yeah, we were chilling. My mom made a turkey for the first time. Pretty damn good. Never know. First time making a turkey. But no, I had 2 helpings of it. I was in. It was good for me at least. But yeah, good time. Good time in Fresno.
Hell yeah. I feel like, the first time turkeys, that's an impressive feat. Even trying it at this age, you know what I mean? Most people, once they get here, like it will just go store-bought from here on out.
100%, 100%. But yeah, had it. I mean, I'm more of a dark meat guy for turkey if it's served. But the dark meat, at least, boom, it was perfect. Had no complaints. Shout out Mom on that one.
Gotta love that. Well, I'll just say they were missing you at Books and Ball. But Boog, how was yours? Did you end up getting your turkey?
Other than almost snapping my femur in the alumni game on the first play, I had a pretty good Thanksgiving. So, TS cooked a great meal, as always. Some ball was fun on the sideline with my boy Jim, enjoying some Uncle C's donuts. And, man, and played a little golf Friday. Had a big win it. Sorry, right, Cal. And, man, solid. Sad to say bye to Poe, as always, but I'll be back.
Oh, that dog, like 10 years older than it actually is. It's crazy how poorly it's aged.
That's a Julius. Don't tell me that.
That's good. Now, break down the. Oh, sorry, Kev. Go on.
No, you know what, Jim? I think you're about to ask what I was about to ask. Boog. Were you about to ask on the breakdown of his almost broken femur?
Yes, sir.
I was gonna say. I was like, I need to hear that,
dude. So it was first play. So we win the tip, but we tipped it out of bounds. They take it out. They run some play. Long rebound, but I was already leaking out, so I'm like ahead of everybody. They throw it out to me, and guys coming. He's probably like 2-3 steps behind me, and I hear like there's coaches say, "Go up, go up." So I'm like, okay, this guy's gonna go up. So I planned on going here and then left to right for those listening. And while I was going in the air, exchanging, I was in midair. I was just not idea like where I was landing, and came down, and it basically like my whole like leg collapsed on itself, and I felt it like top of my leg, kind of hip area, and I just was like, I hope everything's intact. And luckily I got up. Really, like, it was hurting, but I walked, shot the free throws, started running, and felt fine. Finished the game. Couldn't play Books and Ball, just I was too sore, and they already had enough guys, and so but golf went well, so feeling good. Avoided a catastrophe.
I was going to say, in the alumni game, you would think it's just let them go up with it. There's no reason to do it. Well, now I had another question. I was talking to Josh yesterday, and he said he got Little Boyd. Is this true? He said the guy went up and pretty much, I don't know if he dunked on him, he said. I forget what he said exactly. But he said the guy...
Josh?
Yeah, he said the guy gave him you're too little. I was like, fuck.
Wow.
That's hard from a fucking high school player.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I will say is they hired a guy from Piedmont Hills, and they have no style and they have no class, and that's what you need to be a good program, and they have neither. And I know for a fact they looked at my Twitter because it says I'm from, and they put that on their bidding off the Meeker legacy. So
I love it. I was from your profile and not from Todd's shirts he created.
Well, no, I mean he originated it, but I'm sure they fucking
were you in that locker room at St. Ignatius when your dad gave us the style and class speech after we lost? I think it was my freshman year.
I don't think so.
Pretty much the exact thing. Style and class. Like, I got it. You don't. We need it to win. And I think we ended up winning that game, honestly. I think it was a halftime speech. But yeah, Kev, books and ball was rough. The first game took maybe 5 minutes, and then every game after that was atrocious. I think Meek hit 6 threes in a row the first game. Yeah, and then just after that, it was fall apart.
And it was only 3v3.
Yeah.
I don't know. I say it's 4v4, and it's time to go to Reed.
Wow. No, Bookson's back.
Okay, but I think Reed's got a solid court. Good hoops. I don't know. I like the nets, though. I like the net.
Bookson's rims, though, are a little better than Reed's. A little better.
Yeah, Bookson had that new double rim, too. No give on the dunk, but for shooting, money.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been curious to try. I still short drive either way, you know.
Where's Reed at again? Is that the one next to my house, Boog?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I honestly like those courts too. I go out there every once in a while and do some pull-ups on the old jungle gym for old time's sake.
Yeah, bro. I have done that as well at Reed.
So good. Oh, yeah. It's like the only place you can find a good set of monkey bars. I mean, I don't want to sound like a pedophile, but...
Yeah, dude, but no, it's a low-key quiet playground.
Exactly.
I can just listen to my tunes right underneath my phone, and it's cool.
You fucking nailed it. I wanted to say, too, Kev, after that pod we were talking about the haircuts, got plenty of good feedback from people who go to Bird. Lots of locals that have been going.
I need to go to Bird soon, man. But yeah, dude.
I know, I'm about to do your trim up here.
Let the lettuce go. Let it go. Both of you.
I need at least something in the back, man. The top can play, but the back right now, dude, I look like a fucking werewolf, man. Twilight 2 or something over here. Fucking tough, man.
Did the school let you go bleach again?
Ooh, I just don't think I could do it. Doesn't matter what the school.
I saw those pictures not too long ago. It's a good look.
Dude, at the time, I thought I was hot shit. Fuck, I was hitting 3 bales hitting like that. I was like, okay, fuck, let it ride.
Someone stopped me. Exactly.
I know. I went with the hot. Help me. He like changed his haircut. You're supposed to do it together. So I'm like, all right, F you, I'm going bigger than you. And then I just went with Hawk and said bleach it.
Yes.
Oh man. Dude, my coach though was pissed, but he didn't tell me to change it.
Hey, when you're hitting 3 bills, like you said, until it stops working.
Exactly. Let's just focus on winning. Forget about the dome.
Oh, that is good. What if you were coach and a guy came in with that? Are you saying anything? Because I mean, you were
day one, or is he like doing good and then does it?
I mean, let's say it's the same position. He's doing. I mean, you got to let it go, right?
Oh, if he's doing well, 100%. Guy can wear pink fucking socks. I don't care. Do what you got to do, man. Stay hot, baby. Stay in that free hole, brother. Come on.
Justin Bruce. That's the guy who was missing from Books and Ball. He was supposed to be there. But funny, we were always a black cleats team at Willow Glen. My dad never changed the rule for anybody. And then CCS, I think it was either the championship or the semifinals. Justin Bruce shows up in red cleats, and they're like, fucking, he's pitching in them. I don't know.
I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, they were sick too. They were like the
Wait, did he deal?
Oh, yeah. It was the Westmont game. Yeah, we ended up beating Westmont like 1-0.
Wow. Oh, my God. Put those in the WG Hall of Fame, baby. Come on. Sign him, JB.
He gets the game ball, and we're driving out of San Jose Muni, and we're on like Alma and something. And he was in a different car, but we're the car right behind him. He leans out of the car and throws the ball far as he can, just gone forever, just gone, just tosses it into the night. And he's like, I don't care. And then like talking to him now, he's like, I kind of wish I kept that ball. Like, would have been a nice
yeah, dude. Oh my God.
Fucking
that is crazy.
Only JB. I mean, he's an enigma.
Yeah.
But let's get into a little bit of UFC. First, I think we should cover what happened with Yuri Prohaska. What do you think happened to his shoulder? Has it come out officially yet?
No, but I mean, all they say is it's the worst shoulder injury that the UFC's ever seen. So, I mean, probably like came fucking off the whole thing, broke, shattered probably.
That's all I could think, especially being Prohaska. I feel like he's so mentally tough. Like if it was anything you could fight through, he would. But yeah, I have no clue like what it could even, like a shoulder lock and just got it ripped apart during sparring or something. Like, but because of that, his fight with Glover is now off. Why do you think, Kev, they didn't schedule Glover in a fight as opposed to the Blachowicz versus Ankalaev fight?
Yeah, but first on the Yuri piece though, they're saying, like you said, the worst thing, but he was down until the UFC had to pull him out because of this is supposed to be the worst thing. So like Yuri was down to go in, fight with one hand, so like, or one arm, excuse me. So he was like fucking basically ready to get potentially really compromised in the fight. But anyway, well, Glover was offered Ankalaev, and he said no because he wanted time to train for Ankalaev because he's basically a guy you hard prep for in a week, essentially, and it's a fucking belt. So, and it's undisputed. Already said undisputed. Like Yuri's out. No interim shit. Like this is for the real deal. And then they wanted to do Blachowicz versus Glover. That's what Glover wanted. UFC shut it down, and then Glover just said, "I'm out." So, by virtue, it's just Yan and Ankalaev. But I don't know what this means, honestly, for Glover going forward. But I guess this is just kind of this is how we got here, kind of the Yuri side, Glover side, from what at least I've been reading and watching videos about.
Yeah, no, that sounds like exactly what happened. My only thing is, doesn't the Glover versus Blachowicz rematch, doesn't that, I feel like there's something to be said about that. Boog, I mean, do you think
100%
there's a reason the UFC stayed away from that? Do you think they think it's going to be something that's going to happen in the future and they don't want to burn it now?
Well, no, I mean, I don't see how you could say Ankalaev to Shara is a bigger fight, or is like a way bigger fight than Blachowicz to Shara too. Like they're like kind of equal. Like you kind of pick what you want. And like Ariel Helwani was saying, Glover's been the ultimate company man for all these years. Like you some slack, and the whole Ankalaev thing, like Kev was saying, and he offered to fight him in 1 month in Brazil when he'd be in his hometown or in his home country. And the UFC, obviously, I get they want to have a title fight for this big December card, but it's like, I don't know, like feels like a Max Holloway, Anthony Pettis interim fight. Like, it's for the belt because we have nothing else to fucking put on leading a pay-per-view. So, yeah, I don't like it at all. Glover doesn't deserve that. I think he's looking for the belt to retire, and I think he should get the next shot. If they give him someone else, that's a total screw job.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's the only thing I could think of is the UFC thinks that the Glover matchup for either one of these guys is bigger after this matchup. But yeah, that's just such a shit show for him. Like you said, been the ultimate company guy, done everything they asked, and now kind of getting left in the end. And I think he's only like, it's weird to say, but at the whatchamacallit, 205, he's not getting better, but he's definitely improving on a lot of different aspects of his game. So I think it'd be nice to see him sooner rather than later because he is old, but
yeah,
obviously for that weight class, you can get away with it for a little bit longer. Now, question, how long do you think would be like the maximum before they have to give up the title? You know what I mean? Like, how long is Yuri going to be out? Is it over a year? Do you think the year mark is where you give it up?
I'd say plus.
Yeah, but he was the one that gave up the belt. They didn't say you got to give it up. He was the one who was like, I want the division to move on.
Right.
But I think, if you go over a year, kind of like a year and 6 months, that's when you should start talking like strip for inactivity.
Yeah, and Kev, what do you think about that? You said over a year as well. You thinking like year and a half, that area, or just kind of whatever the champ wants? Obviously you don't want him holding it up too long, but
no, I mean, and he's in his 20s, right? So take the full amount of time that you need because you're still super young, you know. So it's probably going to be, I'd say, in a year and a half, closer to like year and 3/4 of a month, so like 7 quarters away.
right.
Because you get your surgery, then you got to get your rehab, then you got to go in and get training, then you got to start like getting rounds, you know. So like there's a big progression you got to continue to take, and you don't want to cut any of that short when you're this young and you've already had the belt. You're gonna walk right back into a title fight no matter what. So take your full amount of time. So I think it's gonna be closer to almost 2 years, I would say, over a year and a half, somewhere in that gap.
Yeah, and I feel like, that weight class you can kind of get away. It's not as deep as a lot of the other ones, so it's like you can kind of maybe, if he doesn't get it the first fight back, the shot at the belt, you're getting one fight and then, you know what I mean, a tune-up fight, and you're right back into it.
He went right back up the ladder too, so there's a lot of fresh matchups. Even when he comes back, it'll be like he's a fresh champion again. So it's pretty much a nice win-win for the UFC. They can kind of play around for a little bit, and then they know they got a guy who really could be something, or that they want maybe to be something for a long-term idea, could slide right in.
But he is missing out on a lot of money because as you come back as a champion, you get pay-per-view, you get all that extra stuff. So he's going to miss out. I mean, but he had every right to keep the belt and come back to his title fight and make more money. But yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, and that's what people talk about him and his like samurai code and all that stuff. And it's like 100%.
I mean, how do you not love it, man? Right? Fuck yeah, Yuri, dude. You want a dog.
Exactly. And that's like, it's hard. It sucks that he's not going to be fighting, but it's hard to root against him in any capacity. The guy's a fucking psychopath. It's fucking amazing. But yeah, so that fight is unfortunately off. I mean, a lot of things happen around it, but we do get another title fight. We'll hold off on that for now. Do you guys want to go over our fight cards, our created fight cards first, or do you want to go over the pay-per-view first?
I'm down for create.
Okay, yeah, and then we can see where we're at from there. And then do we want to go 1-1-1, or do we want to unveil your whole card, talk about it next?
Probably unveil. What do you think, Kev?
Unveil meaning one by one?
Oh, you go all yours, and then we talk about it, and then we'll go to the next person's. Or do you want to go one by one? I don't care.
We did one by one with Rushmore, so let's go all 5. Talk about it.
All right, who wants to lead us off? I want Boogs last. So, Kev, you or me? Okay, he's been talking all day, so
okay.
It's been all I've been thinking about in class, man.
That's not good.
Down the stretch? Come on. Where's my tunnel? You suck, man. Come
on. these bangs, bro. These bangs.
Dude, I haven't had a cotton candy in so long, man. I got to get my hands on one, dude. But, all right, but anyway, I digress. We digress. Let's go. All right, my lead off. I guess... No, that would have been my main event. So first one, I'm going, and I'm thinking a little outside the box with a little bit. Some of this, I'm going Usman versus Izzy at 185.
Wow, that's sick.
Yeah, I don't care about titles, whatever. These are just guys I want to see just fight. So Usman, Izzy, 185.
Right now. Fuck. Should we save the comments for last? Should I let you unveil them all? Because that's got me thinking already.
Do we play? Is this in Nigeria?
I haven't even thought of venue. Oh, what a class A kid here. Oh my God, not good. Oh my. All right, I will think of that on the go. But
yeah, you're good,
Jim. I don't care. What do you guys want to do? Talk as we go.
Do you think this is something that can actually happen? I know where they're at right now. They're the 3 kings and all that. But let's say both of them lose one more, or Usman loses one more. He doesn't have a chance at his belt anymore, or 2 more. You think he ever goes up, or do you think he wouldn't break the code of the Nigerian crime?
I don't know, because you feel it's like a catch-22 with Usman. You feel like as he gets older, you want to progress that career, you're going to bump up.
Right.
But he's in such damn good shape, and he's already in his mid-30s that he probably can just make 170 for however long he wants to do it, which the way he's talking, it probably isn't more than 4 fights.
Yeah.
I mean,
his knees are
I'd say minimum 2, so somewhere in that range for him. So I think he's just going to be fit enough to stay at 170. So I don't think we'd ever see it in my mind.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I feel like he's one of the maybe on EPO or something, and it just hasn't come out yet. He is so cut all the time.
I'm off that board, man. I'm off. I think this guy's just been blessed by the 3 letters of DNA, baby. My goodness.
Boog, what are your thoughts on that?
Def EPO. Def a cheater.
That's on my board.
He wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think he'd fight Izzy. I don't. Yeah, I think that was all. That would be all Usman's manager wanting that to happen. But yeah, I think he had a fight pulled, and there was no reason for it. So
who?
Oh,
Usman.
I see what you're saying.
So
you're thinking he got the Conor McGregor USADA treatment, just a little sweep under the rug or under the mat where John Jones is hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Connor's cleaner than these fucking dishes right here, baby.
Hey.
Rough. All right, Kev, lay it on us.
Right. Number 2, we have a rematch, and we're also bumping up the weight classes that they were at. This is a rematch of Max Holloway and DuBronx. 155.
Ooh,
155.
Wow.
Max, get up, baby.
Oh, Kev.
Max, get up.
Reaching that top for that one, huh?
Now, how do
we're
you
definitely going to the ground, boys?
I was going to say, how do you think that plays out? I know you're a big DuBronx guy. You think he can get his hands on? Because I feel like he'd be so much bigger than Max at this point. You know what I mean? He's had such a long time to fill out and really get to the peak of that weight class. How do you think it plays out?
Very worried about Max's precision and power with plus 10. You know? So even though, I'd say Charles is a bigger guy, Max can piece him up if he's a little too wild coming in, I think. But I like the odds of Charles kind of eating fire and then still getting his hands on him. So I would say takedowns, but God, if I had to give a prediction, it's going to be a touch bias. I'm going to go do Bronx in the 4th.
Love that.
Savvy. Lock up the thumbs, brother.
That's so good. Now, does Max, what was I going to ask? Max, when he missed weight that one time, what was it? Was that at 170? No, it was at 155, right? Not 170, my bad. He missed.
But it was a week's notice, though.
For who was he supposed to fight? Was that Khabib?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I don't like that at all.
Is that the New York card? I'm trying to remember.
Brooklyn. It was Brooklyn, UFC 223.
Right. Oh, yeah. That was a big
tip of the lid, bug. Got a boy.
That was the craziest fight week in UFC history.
Seriously. That's Artem, man. I'm pretty sure he started all that with the back slap. It's all it took. The boys got on the flight.
Crazy.
And now we're here in litigation. All right, Kev. You got two. Right. That's a great start to a card, by the way.
Yeah. Now this is gonna I'm gonna throw you into left field. This is just something I want to see. We're going Cyril Gane, healthy Cyril Gane, healthy Tom Aspinall.
Oh yeah.
I want to see him go at it, man. That could be a big time fight. Just what they both bring to the table. Just anticipation up to that, I think could be money for a belt, ideally. Would be sick.
That is 500 plus pounds of just fluid movement. That is nasty.
Put it in Europe, boys. Cha-ching. That's where they're from, baby. Gotta put it over there. Let those
Throw
people
it in
get
France. Let Cyril get in front of his guys.
Dude.
Let him ruin it.
Loki would be sick.
Who do you think has Boog? Who do you think has a better career between them when all's said and done? Because I feel like they're kind of on a similar trajectory.
I'm gonna lean Aspinall just because he's ground based. I think that's where he would take that fight, and Gane's kind of a guy who came over to MMA and is like striker base, and I hate to say it, but if Francis Ngannou's taking you down and doing all that, I think Aspinall would run through him like a hot knife through butter. So yeah, I got Aspinall.
Is one of those guys that has been doing jiu-jitsu really from like birth, right? Isn't his dad like his coach? Wasn't he?
Right.
Yeah.
Him and his brother, stuff like that.
So crazy. Yeah, exactly. And he had a permanent fucking training dummy as a brother too. Like you just get constant word. Speaking of brothers, the Daukus brothers are fighting back-to-back weekends. Pretty sick. Always love seeing them. Wow. Gane Aspinall. Now I gotta ask, how do you see it happening?
I feel like kind of what Boog was saying. Like I'd want probably Cyril to win, but like Boog said, man, Tom's got some good wrestling, good jiu-jitsu. Like he's got submissions on his record. Like this guy can beat you both ways, and can probably have a tank to get through 5 rounds and not, basically just gas himself out, before the finish. Cyril also awesome at keeping it distance. So like that's pretty much the game they're gonna play. You'd think, but I have to say winner Aspinall, where I'd want to see the W with Cyril.
Really? Wow,
I'm a big Cyril fan, dude. Cyril's walkout song for the card in France, immediately Shazammed, is a workout song. I don't even care if it's French. It takes me back, dude. I remember watching that walkout. I was like, dude, France is lit right now for this guy. And I was like, I don't know. I thought it was the Vegas walkout sometimes me get dry. It's like the little European crowd or something, but it was sweet. I liked his walkout in France when he beat Tuivasa.
Hell yeah. And that kind of ties back to what you were saying too about your own walkout. It's just all about the fans. It's
hell yeah.
Feeding off the energy.
I know. Gotta have them with me, man. Give me a little extra second win. Going for that dub, baby. Come on.
Let's go.
I know, man. Hell yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Hit the wit.
That's right. Let's go. Love it, man. I was trying to find a spot for him so bad. I was looking for wit, and I was like, there's nothing matchup wise, dude. You've done everything.
That's the thing.
At least in 85. Like shit, he's done it. You can't really find that. It had to be up 205, but
and there's nothing where I didn't feel like I was feeding him to the wolves anymore. You know what I mean? Nothing that was like a good fight to where I was like, oh, I kind of feel like a dick. You know what I mean? They made that fight. Eesh.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, love that. That got me juiced.
Yeah, got a little diversity here with weight classes and such. But next, 170. Don't care about contracts or not, especially now. Nate versus Dustin. Gotta have it. Gotta see it.
Wow. Now
Nate versus Dustin will be sick.
And you said 170?
If they want to go 85, just whatever. Just get them in there. Get them in there for sure. But 170 ideally, that's where they're both at. Let's get Dustin up. Nate doesn't have to go down or anything. Nate's perfect at 170. Dustin will go up for sure. Let him go at 170. It'd be hella good.
Now, do you think that Nate actually stands a chance with Dustin? I mean, I'm not trying to slander Nate, you know what I mean? But getting older, Dustin's fought way better competition as of late. Looks more the part. I mean, passes the eye test. How do you think it ends up playing out?
You know, Nate went 5 with Leon. I'm pretty confident Nate can go 5 with Poirier. Might be a different style of 5, but Nate can take hits. Nate can stay standing. You can beat his legs to shit, and he's still going to be there. Like, that's, I think, was a big thing for him. It also sets him apart. Like, you can beat those legs up, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't slow him down. Like, unique trait, I think, amongst most UFC fighters. But how it goes down, I don't know, boys. 5 rounds. Hopefully it's 3-2. We got to pick. Like, we just watched the most significant strike hit ever in any rounds of anything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I like Dustin there. Boog, both of those guys have in common.
Yeah, I mean, the Notorious.
W's over the Notorious and L's, I guess. But I mean, it's what it is. How do you see that playing out, Boog? You think Nate's still got the juice? Where do you think his career goes from here?
I mean,
he does the boxing
over under 2 times Poirier is gonna fucking wind to the ref on fucking under 2 rounds. But I think Nate dogs him.
Really?
Choked.
It sounded personal.
Choked.
Now, Kev, I forgot to ask, is this going to be a 5-rounder or are we going 3 here?
Oh, I'm assuming probably all these are just 5 rounds.
Okay. Hey,
all these fights.
The UFC needs to give us a 5-round card. You know what I mean? All fights 5 rounds.
Could you imagine if they did something where like a PFL does with like 6 title fights? If they did 5 title fights for every pay-per-view, that would be unbelievable. Yeah.
It'd be wild.
Yeah.
It's almost worth it to add 10-pound weight class every 10 pounds, get 2 more titles in there, and you could do something like that. Or like make it at least 2 or 3. You could do something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But fuck, that would be some. All right, so Nate Dustin is your co-main. Now here's time. Did you give any thought to where this is taking place?
You know, for where this, I'm gonna give it to him just because I like him. This is gonna be in New York, so we'll put it at the Garden. I'll be in attendance. I feel like most of this crowd would want to be in attendance.
Most of this crowd would want you in attendance, Kev.
I know. It's John Jones at 205 and Yuri.
Wow.
Let's do it. Talent for talent, skill for skill. the mentality of Yuri. Hopefully, I'm just assuming I can get a prime 205 John Jones.
Yeah, man. John.
Yeah, I mean, that's dude. Like Chael says, man, he'll bet on John on anything. I'd back the shit out of that. John Jones is just different, man. But him against Yuri would be, I think, just hell. Oh man, I don't know. Like I said, top main event for me because I'm a big John Jones guy too, so I had to throw him in here.
Fuck, I love that. And there's length beyond belief there.
Dude, yeah, for sure.
Now, do you think that Jones, I mean, obviously he would come out as the favorite, the betting favorite, right? To start that. There's no way he could be a dog there.
Probably not just because it's John Jones, but I mean, God, it's almost like I wouldn't even want to lose money. I'm going to put a bet on Jones and Yuri. It's like, fuck. Like, it's not out of the realm that Yuri at plus money is not like, it would be a bad bet. You know?
No, definitely.
Like, I wouldn't shake my head if you threw that on Yuri for sure.
And I like how you kept it out of Vegas for John Jones. It's a nice touch. You put that man in Vegas and he is catching a case.
Nah, he can do it in New York. He knows all the ins and outs, baby. That's his home spot, man. Dude, John Jones is probably just as reckless as he is in Alaska as he would be in freaking Maine and New York. That's
it's that psycho championship mentality. Well, I gotta ask. I know you said you would put money on both. If gun to your head, who wins?
Jones. Yes. Don't take my wallet. I'm going Jones.
I think that's the right answer too. Boog, what do you think?
I agree. I think you gotta look at what haircut Yuri's rocking, but yeah, I think Jones would.
Does he get more power from the?
Yeah, give me a breakdown.
I don't know because him what he had for Volkan Ozdemir was.
What was it? Did you just go full shave?
What he had at the press conference with Glover, like the kind of the top.
Nah,
looked nice.
Yeah, exactly.
I might show that to my barber.
They get the Yuri. I'll get the whatchamacallit. What did he call it? His samurai something.
Yeah.
Some fucking stupid. Wow, Kev, I'm just gonna go out and say that. I think that pay-per-view might break the record for all-time sales.
That was good.
Even I'm buying that. I'm not downloading or and I would spend the money for it not to freeze.
That was a great one.
Wow. Kev Cal. So let's go over. So it's Usman versus Izzy, Max versus DuBronx, Cyril Gahn versus Tom Aspinall, Nate Diaz versus Dustin, and John Jones versus Yuri Prohaska.
Kenny Bones.
That's right.
JBJ. I'm in. I'm sold. Wherever that is, I'm going. Except Abu Dhabi.
For real.
I
think I would get my first stamp of a European in the old passport if that was in Europe.
Wow.
Dude, that was like, maybe. I don't know.
That would be sick.
That would be unreal. But yeah, dude.
Do you have a passport? I know Boog's got one.
Yep.
I do.
Where you been?
I've been to just Mexico.
Makes sense. Yeah, I haven't. No passport. I brought the old birth certificate to Mexico on a cruise when I was like 6 or something like that. Otherwise, I'm a homebound.
Ayo.
All right, let's get into my card. Boog, I said, I want you last. And now mine, I try to keep it somewhat realistic. I want like fights that could actually happen. Just because I don't know, I was my imagination was running wild, and I had GSP in some of these, and I was like, I can't be doing that. reverse. So first, I start off with Suge versus Cheeto, opening the card at 135. Sugar Cheeto rematch. I think it's one that's gonna end up happening somewhere down the line. Hoping sooner rather than later. But yeah, that's and I see it going a lot different this time. Suge said that was his best camp ever, and just obviously got hit in the, what's it called, the perennial nerve or something like that.
Yeah.
So.
But I see it. I mean, he was piecing up Cheeto until that point. So I see it going a little bit differently this time. Boog, do you think we see this fight before Cheeto fights for the belt or after? I mean, before Sugar fights for the belt or after?
I think after. Because.
Go on.
What were you?
I was just going to say, do you think he waits for the belt this time around?
Yeah, I think Suge fights for the belt next, and then if he wins, Cheeto first defense, or if he loses, Cheeto fights someone else, maybe fights for the belt, or if he loses the number one contender fights Sean. Like, there's a lot of areas that it could go, but I think Sean fights for the belt.
Hell yeah. And Kev, do you like Boog think Suge fights for the belt next? I mean, do you think he waits for the Cejudo versus whatchamacallit matchup, or do you think he just says fuck it and ends up fighting?
As much as I'd want to have that be the approach, like how you just ended it right there, with just F it and fight.
Right.
From what Boog's saying is right. And then again, from the UFC business side, that's how it all makes sense. Suge's going to wait for the belt. Like, as much as, yeah, right now, Suge and Cheeto too, you can main event that. It's probably almost that big, even without the title. But again, you can now do that. If Suge has the title, it's just gonna be that much bigger when. So Cheeto low-key might hang.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely gonna hang. That's
kind of just he doesn't have to like take a fight to take a fight right now. He's also could be a little bit in limbo because he's already fought some guys up and around the top too. So, but yeah, low key again, just card wise, let's fucking go. Great home run hitter to get it popping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that, and I like it in a 3-round fight. I like most fights. I always just err on the side of 5, but with these guys, I feel like I'd like to see him just fucking empty the tank and just have at it. Okay, fight 1. I'm giving it to Suge. Build up that trilogy. Let him have it.
I like it.
That would make my life if they got and do a nice little trilogy. Holy hell. But okay, second, at 155 with lots of title implications, we got Charlie Olives and Benny D.
Wow.
I don't think you'll have to wait that long, man.
That's what I was going to say. We've been talking about it for quite some time, and I feel like just for all the jiu-jitsu people, that's going to be something where you're glued to the TV. I feel like it's going to be Exchange City. They're all going to be throwing up both sides. It's going to be wild. I do think Charles may end up piecing him up on the feet a little bit before we get to the ground, which scares me for old Benny D. But yeah, I like you said, I don't know if we'll be waiting too long for that fight. I think that's something we could see in the near future. Yeah, I think Charles ends up winning it. I think he's hungry, not going anywhere anytime soon. But yeah, what do you think about that?
I like that. I like that fight a lot, and I think Charles, if that fight's next, Charles comes out hungry. I think he kind of dominates and backpack chokes him out.
Wow, goes Aljo. What's the thing? Some human backpack.
Yeah.
Get your
death
neck.
Taxes or something like that.
I don't know. Oh yeah, death taxes and Aljo. Yeah. Yeah. So that's fight 2 again. I am hoping it's one we get to see soon. And I think that's one that's obviously got to be at a 5-rounder. Let the boys go. They've both been there before. But yeah. And Benil needs his due. Holy shit. That guy's been hanging on for far too long.
Needs a new manager.
Who is his name?
Go ahead, bud.
I think it's Ali Della Sleaze.
Did you see him this past weekend from not a corner? So he was Kayla Harrison, who he tweeted out, if she loses, he'll leave MMA. Classic. But she was losing. She was on top of the girl, kind of beating her face. I think it might have been the 4th round. Me and Boog just cut the last round of it, but Ali goes.
Thing. That was a good fight.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah, it was. I ended up rewatching. Yeah. But Ali goes to just like a corner that's not, it's like a neutral corner, and starts giving out coaching advice. And then you see someone from the New York State Athletic Commission come over and be like, you can't be doing that. And he pretty much told the guy to fuck off and kept doing it. But super illegal. Pacheco was on Ariel. I think was it Monday? Talking about how it was bullshit and like doing that. And it's like, you can't. That's like a huge no-no. That's a good man. That's gonna get... I hate to say it. He bends all the rules. He's got all of his boys going to Chechnya, collecting a paycheck, guns. I mean, sign me up. Okay, fight 3. This is the one that gets me the most excited. It gets me out of bed in the morning. These guys are both coming back off a long layoff. It's for who's the real Irishman. I want Paul Felder versus Conor McGregor.
Whoa.
That's a great fight.
And I think
in Ireland.
You have to. The Irish champion, and the only stipulation is loser gets no facial hair for the rest of their life. They have to walk around looking like a fucking weirdo.
Wow.
Oh my God.
They both got that fiery red beard. But I think, honestly, though, that fight, would be sick. I think would be crazy. It would be cool to see Felder get a huge payday. He's kind of gotten the shaft as a company man too. He's one of those, it's kind of a shitty situation, but found in a good place in broadcasting. That fight excites me. And I don't know, honestly, how it goes. Because obviously McGregor still got fucking power in those hands. And it has to be at 170. I think it'd be just easier for all involved. But Boog, how do you going realistically?
Quick, but no, I think that's a great fight, and there's also background. If you guys go back when Conor fought Cowboy, Felder was the broadcaster, and Conor on his post-fight goes, even that fool at the desk can get it.
I did not
background. And then there was another one. Felder was like saying something, and Conor walks over, and Felder goes, you don't hear Conor, but you just hear Felder go, what was that? And then like nothing came of it. So they've gone on Twitter exchanges, but
I've seen some of that on Twitter, just like it's almost lighthearted, you know what I mean? On Twitter. But the other stuff seems a little more more for real. But that's the fight that gets me going. I don't know why. Kev, how do you see that going?
I don't know. I mean, Felder's in really good shape. Are we getting a today Paul Felder and a today Conor?
That's what I mean.
Kind of like are we going to go like 33-year-old Paul right now against like a
we'll go
70 Conor?
We'll go right now. We'll give him a 6-week camp right now. We'll let Conor take his USADA fucking whatchamacallit, his exemption that doesn't exist. And
then go have it at 170?
Or whatever you want. Yeah, at 170.
Golly. I'm always in the middle of everything on these. I see the good in both. I like Felder's got a tank. Connor's got power. Can Paul withstand 3 rounds or 5?
I think you got to go 5.
5? Did you say 1?
That's all it's going, baby.
Oh my God. Anyways, Jesus.
Ooh.
This guy. But I don't know, man. I would say I think I'd want Felder. I think if I were to put money on it, I'd probably go with Conor.
Yeah,
and I think Conor can beat him.
I think it would be a close line too. Yeah. And I feel like Connor's been training more. I don't know what he's been training. I know Felder says he always gets that itch every once in a while, and he'll just go hit pads to see how he feels. And he's like, oh, he feels good. But it's like if he got into a full camp, I don't know how his body would hold up and fighting for him. Obviously, he's doing triathlons, crazy shape. But as we saw with Nick Diaz, they're two different animals. That flabby fuck. God damn it, Nick. But yeah, I think I'll take Paul here. I don't know why. I just give him the slight edge. Next fight, we'll go quick. It's another one that's been talked about this week. Pereira, Hamzat, 205. I don't want to see Pereira cut as much. I mean, giving him an extra 20 pounds. Could you imagine the power? Holy fucking shit. And I think it would be good to have Hamzat humbled a little bit. I mean, I think he out wrestles him for 2 rounds, but I think Pereira would be so much bigger and could last, you know what I mean? Let Hamzat's gas tank go down a little bit and then just own the clinch game, fucking rounds 4 or 5, ending with a knockout. That's how I see it going. But what do you think? You think that's something we actually end up seeing? I don't know about the weight, but obviously it wouldn't be for a belt then. But do you think they end up fighting, or do you think it's something that's just all talk?
What do you think, Kev?
As a shot of the arrow fan, I hope I don't see it at 185, boys. I don't want to see it. I like the fact that Hamzat's jiu-jitsu is probably good enough to where he can find a submission if he gets his hands on him early on in the fight. Because how big Pereira is definitely true, but Hamzat's also going to be a pretty big guy. But I kind of like where you're going. I would love to see a Pereira knockout. The power, unbelievable. But God, I would probably, again, I want Pereira. I'd probably bet Hamzat. I think the wrestling is going to be enough. And Hamzat 205. I can't imagine that. Tank's very good, guy. I can contradict myself all day here, boys, but I'd stick with Hamzat.
Oh, fuck. I like that. And I feel like obviously Hamzat seems to be way more well-rounded for MMA. Boog, what do you think? What do you think there?
Yeah, I'm with Kev. If you're Pereira, that's the last fight you want. That is the last fight you want. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think I'd love to see it happen, but if they did that 205 in Brazil, I mean,
how crazy did he look on Ariel this week when he had the translator?
I love it. It was insane.
Bro, he looked like a psychopath. He'd like say something to the translator and just like stare at it.
There was one where he was like, looked like he was getting like pissed. I forgot what it was.
He thought it was an early stoppage.
Yeah. And I think
you thought it was an early stoppage.
Yeah. But like there was like Pereira had a long ass kind of combo with his translator, one of them, and I was like, jeez.
That was not perfectly translated. He cut that. That one, another one. It's just I feel like would be exciting. A lot of hype up. The shit talking would be fun. I mean, on Hamzat's end, he's always crazy as fuck, and then Pereira, you just get the stone face. Fucking, I'll kill you.
Yeah.
So 2 polar opposites, but I think fun either way. And then the last one, I went off kind of what Kev did. You got to have John Jones. You got to have the GOAT in the main event. And I put him up against Francis because I want all the haters to shh.
I love that.
I honestly think he outclasses Francis. Obviously, he's got dynamite in both hands. If he touches them, anything can happen. But I think Jones is good enough to kind of beat around the bush, stick and poke, and kind of have his way with them. But yeah, John Jones decision. Just a classic John Jones fight. Say what you want. He's going to do it for 5 rounds and just annoy the shit out of people. And And now that's another one we could see soon. Boog, what do you think?
March.
I was going to say, do you think it ends up happening, or do you think Francis isn't going to be healthy yet?
I think it does, because I think I saw Eric Nixick, Francis Ngannou's coach, tweet something, and it was like any plans for March something with like an emoji that was kind of going towards that. Yeah, so that's gonna be. I mean, I'm gonna be nervous, but for Jon Jones fans, oh my word! I mean, the way he kind of handled Stipe's ground stuff. I mean, I know John's different, but I mean, that guy touches you, dude. I don't want to see it.
And that's the thing. He touches you anywhere. It could be in like an awkward fucking scramble. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, he touches you at all, you're feeling it. Which is scary. But yeah, like you said, as a Jon Jones fan, it's the fight I don't want to see the most, but at the same time, I think he does all right in. Kev, a fellow Jon Jones guy, what are we thinking here on this one?
I kind of like how you described it, Jim. Bias. I love Jon Jones. I think he could do it. I think he could piece him up. I don't know, but you guys are right. I mean, bias aside, Francis does. I mean, just sneak a right. It could change the fight. Might not knock him out, but it could significantly change the fight. Where, you know, you might not see that one punch snap from Jon Jones impacting Francis. I mean, unless he's just got him in a spider web and just kind of finds him, right. You know. But yeah, I mean, I would want to see Jon, and I'd bet on Jon. But man, either way, hell of a main event. I do hope we see it. We got to get Jon Jones in there against somebody, good matchup or not. Come on, time's ticking. It's been 3+ years. If it's Francis, let's just do it for the whole shebang right here. Who's the GOAT? Or one of the top dudes running the show.
Exactly. And if it's not Francis, like they said, it's going to be Blades coming up. But I think
he's a beast.
Yeah, that one is almost a little bit scarier because I feel like the distance control would be harder with Curtis Blades. I feel like he's for lack of a better word, a big fucking dummy. And would just kind of, you know what I mean, abandon game plan and fucking just make it a crazy fight. It would take out of the Jon Jones. But yeah, I have the Bones winning that one. So that's my card. That's the 5. I would, God, pay top dollar to go to that. I don't think
where's that at?
Oh, fuck. Like I said with Jon Jones, you got to keep it out of Vegas. We're not going to California because we all see that they'll just move it to Vegas. I don't know. That might be one that's just like better off in like Wyoming on an Indian reservation. Go old school with it. That way, if anything happens, you can just make sure all the fights go through. Fuck it.
Pereira's home territory.
Exactly. Let the boy eat.
Oh my God.
He really does belong on the plains in the 1800s. Like, that guy is a fucking savage. I love it. So good. All right, well, that's my 5. And now for the main event of our event.
No. Mine's kind of Did you
keep a featured prelim?
Yeah, mine's no. I got 5.
Oh, come on, you get
6. You got to throw
feature prelim. Come on, you're the main event. You get
all right, featured prelim. Patty the Batty.
Oh lordy!
Wow.
Terrence McKinney.
Oh, all right.
That's your featured prelim.
That is a fight that has a lot of shit talking behind it and a lot of future stipulations. That's one I'd almost rather see in 3 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let them blossom, because that's going to be a huge fight. My only issue is, do you think Patty's the truth?
I'll find out soon. Gordon's pretty good, but I mean, McKinney, they would be off the bats, and they both got wrestling. I mean, it would be
electric. It would be
fight.
crazy. Yeah. Right off the get go. shit. And the only reason I asked, do you think he's the truth, is because obviously the UFC has kind of been building him up. I'm not sure we'll have enough time to get into the fights for the pay-per-view. But Kev, how do you like his chances against Gordon this weekend?
I mean, it's kind of like what Boog was saying. It's kind of we'll find out. We'll wait and see.
Big time.
Because Jared Gordon's definitely game. He knows what's up. He's been around the block. Like, he understands what this means if he's able to get a win. I mean, and if he's able to get a finish, I mean, shit, how much would that flip the table? You know? So I mean, it's gonna be two guys that are definitely game. I mean, fans delight, 3-round piece. And it's just gonna be full steam ahead with just two good tanks. Again, like you guys said, could be seeing a lot of exchanges, getting into the mat. But it's gonna be high-paced grappling. That's watch.
Yeah. And now, Boog, do you think he has a better chance standing up with Gordon, or do you think Patty will want to take this to the ground? Because honestly, Patty's ground game is better than his striking, and he just likes to stick to striking, which is pretty crazy. But what do you think the game plan is?
I'm not sure. I think he's gonna kind of feel it out, and if he feels danger on the feet, he'll go to the ground. But I think he'll entertain, because I mean, is Gordon? I don't think Gordon's a slouch on the ground, is he?
No.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I think it'll be like more feel it out how the fight's going.
Fuck. I like that a lot. Now with T-Rex as he goes by, how do you see that fight? What do you think is the outcome of those two going at it?
I got McKenny catching Patty sleeping early. I mean, like, because Patty's a slow starter. I mean, we've seen his UFC fights, he's been caught and stuff like that. And I mean, you've seen in McKenny's fights, all he is quick, just boom off the bat. So
I think he has two of the fastest knockouts in UFC history.
Yeah, one has the fastest knockout in lightweight history. Yeah,
lightweight
8 seconds, I think. Yeah.
Fuck, that fight would be so crazy. But I kind of like what you're saying there. I think T-Rex does it. He has got that Michael Chandler in him where he's gonna get hit.
Yeah,
he's gonna bounce back, but he's gonna get fucking hit. So, Kev, where do you see that fight going?
I mean, I like what Turner was saying, especially with how T-Rex is like probably the fastest starter on roster. I mean, this guy isn't looking to touch gloves, isn't looking to bounce left, bounce right. This guy just takes like 4 steps forward and is like, I'm in range, I'm ready to shoot, and just goes. And that is scary for anyone that, like Boog's saying, is a slow starter. But I could see Patty, as I say this, weathering a storm. I mean, McKinney's storm is going to be heat. Yeah. It's going to be heat.
It's Katrina, baby.
Dude, no doubt. I think Patty could withstand. But honestly, shit, 3-round fight here. Shit, I'm going to back it. I'm going to go T-Rex as well to get that win. I think T-Rex, that matchup, I say T-Rex. You might throw other 155ers around, but those two, I'd say T-Rex gets it done.
Yeah, and like you said, 3-round fight. The guy that starts faster has such an advantage. Yeah, T-Rex. Love it. All right, Boog. That's your featured prelim. Now we're moved into
all right.
Commercial break is over. Let's
cue the music.
Main card, face the pain, bring back the old UFC intro.
Wow.
We're keep your eyes open for this first fight, man. We're going Ryan Superman Spann and Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill. Straight off the bat.
That's a fight that we could see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. Now Spann, who was his last fight? Didn't he just fight not too long ago?
Yeah, he just KO'd Reyes bad.
That's right. That's what it was.
Said he didn't even train, so
that's John Jones ask, Bones ask, not training. Now, why did you choose these two?
I wanted to kind of keep it, huh?
I said just pure entertainment value.
Yeah, well, like not only that, but I also wanted to keep it kind of like how a main card would be. And I just think, I mean, that would be just a banger of a fight. So yeah, that's what one of the first ones that came to my mind.
And now obviously got to ask, how do you see it going?
I mean,
with against my training.
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be a dangerous fight for Sweet Dreams, but I think he can get it done. Sweet Dreams.
Sweet Dreams. Now
I think we're yelling what?
Him and Holland have been hanging out, right? It's kind of a sick duo. Ready. They should do a buddy cop movie. That would be as undercover cops, so Kev can smoke his blunts all day.
That is so good.
Kev, how do you see that going? Hill or Super Span?
Man, give me the cape. I'm going with Superman.
Wow.
I'm going with Superman. I was saying it last time we were touching with Span versus Reyes. Like, Span could be something, and Reyes could be the guy who gets it going. Well, apparently he just gifted us this nugget as well that, like, now I'm going to train. And it's like, holy shit. All right. Now I'm all in on Span, hopefully trying to eventually, I mean, low-key tangent, Span versus Yuri? Come on. Woo. That's the kind of the trajectory Span's on, maybe a year and a half.
Yeah.
Boom. What a return. Span Yuri. Woo.
Styles make matchups. That's another one of those where it's fucking precision versus power, and it's just so sweet. When that
could be a takedown shot.
Oh no, that's the craziest thing ever. Is like Rogan always says it, but like how kickboxing never caught on. Like it's everything everyone loves, but like there's no takedowns. What people see boring, and it just never fucking caught on in America. It's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, there's not going to be a single fucking shot taken there. I think I got to go Hill. Did he just get suspended? Am I remembering that correctly?
No, I think he's supposed to fight soon.
Oh shit, who was it? I thought he got popped for something. I'm thinking of someone else then. I don't know who I go with here. That's a tough one. I like Hill just because him and fucking Holland. Just such a sick duo. I mean, there's nothing better. They're just smoking blunts in fucking Times Square, living and loving life. That's nothing better. My kind of dudes. I'll go Hill. Boog, I love that. You're off to a hot start.
Yeah. Right, so number 2, we're gonna go Bobby King Green.
Oh, that's who I'm thinking of, huh? He just got
Tony El Cucuy Ferguson. He got popped, but he's back, and he's fighting Drew Dober on the 17th.
I didn't see that come out. Fuck.
Kind of a sleeper. Last card of the year. What I look like.
Bobby G, baby. Love it. Entertainment value. Boom, boom. Out of baby.
It'll be a sick fight.
Oh yeah.
And now, God, did you see Tony? What did his CSO champ shit only? What he changed it to college shit only?
Yeah. He's been stunting at Harvard like a 16-year-old in the high school hallway.
So good.
But kudos to him, man. Graduated from freaking Harvard.
I know,
so good.
And I love all the memes that are coming out. Like Tony Ferguson, the type of guy to get CTE before going to Harvard just to make it harder. Like shit like that. It is. So
damn, dude, that is tough.
I love Tony, but I don't know how I see this fight going. He's another one of those guys that I don't know if I want to see him fight again. The last fight was tough.
Yeah.
Tough. But Boog, how do you see it going?
I mean, don't want to see Tony get finished. Might be a little decision, Bobby. I think Bobby's got a little bit more, hasn't been as many wars as Tony, so I'm going to lean to Bobby.
Yeah, and I feel like as of late, he's kind of more on it than Tony has been. But I like them. I don't see Tony getting finished, but I see him kind of getting handled a little bit. Just Go on.
It'd be good like if Tony has like a good camp for 155 because he didn't look jingling. So Jingliang, sorry.
I can never get his name right either. It's fucking crazy.
I should have just said Leech.
I know.
The way you split it out, bro. It's hilarious. Love it. I back that though. Yeah, he didn't look good against Leech.
Yeah, I mean,
he fought Nate, but like going into that,
yeah, I don't know. I think we're all on the same page in this one. Good stuff. Oh, this is a banger of a card so far. Let's just say that
this next one, we're gonna go Paulo the Eraser Costa versus Boers Hamzat Chimaev, 185.
Now, that silence was me nutting all over myself and trying to hide it. That is an incredible fucking fight. And obviously, there's so much behind that one. Paulo's got the hat. He's been talking all this shit. And I think Paulo's actually been working. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of these guys that take over a big personality online kind of leave behind the gym and shit. But I feel like Paulo is still putting in that work day after day. But yeah, what do you think happened in this fight? Do you think Hamzat is able to get his hands on him? I mean, that's been the story of his career, right?
Yeah. I think he tries to do what he does to most guys and go take down right away. And I think Hamzat does that, or Costa does that wing, what's that called? And he like kind of
hook.
You know, he kind of has him by the collar, and like he did it to Luke. Hip tosses him, and then he went. I think he does that, and then Hamzat's like, oh, this guy's built like Yoel Romero. So,
and that's the thing. And do you think Paulo has the ability to stay on top or have the gas tank? Because I feel like both of them have that same sort of 2.5 rounds of good solid gas, and then it takes that dive. Obviously we haven't seen Hamzat as much in those situations, but
I think they're both like kind of, they get tired, but they don't get like overly exhausted, like kind of like how Rockhold exactly.
Yes.
They're good at still kind of fight, because like the Vittori Costa fight, I mean, he came in like overweight, like made 205, and like they were like, oh, he's tired after the first round, and he just kind of just kept the pace.
Yeah, I mean, he even did the same thing in the Rockhold fight. I mean, that was elevation. That was a fucking shit show of a card. I mean, never. If this is in Utah, Boog, I won't be attending. Let's just say that. But yeah, I mean, I really like that fight. Fucking, I think Paulo gets it done. I don't know why. I was so high on Hamzat for so long, but the more I see him, obviously he could be good, but I feel like he has more holes in his game than was let on. Obviously, when you're getting hit 4 times in fucking 5 fights, it's hard to see. But I think Paulo gets it done. Kev, what are you thinking about this one?
I don't know. I just always think with Hamzat, a bad matchup for just almost anyone when you just kind of see it for what it is. I mean, I don't know. I see Hamzat having an easier time getting Paulo down than he would ever Pereira. But I take that back actually, because Costa's defense is better than Pereira's
Romero
defense.
couldn't take Costa down.
That's as I was thinking about it. That's an accurate. But yeah, Costa's defense is not bad. Yeah, I mean, hey, whatever gets it done, keep climbing the ranks. Oh, and he's
Brown smells like poo.
Oh shit! But no, I mean, I think it would be a banger of a fight. 3 rounds, I think, for this would be perfect. Just gas tanks emptied. Let's go. I like Hamzat out of the gate, maybe blitzing and finishing. That might be his only shot. I take that back too, but shit, I would say Hamzat. Too many rips pregame, boys. Jesus Christ, this guy's just king everywhere.
I'm with you. Here.
Goodness gracious. But no, at the end of the day, I'm going Hamzat in that fight over Paolo.
Wow. No spec.
I like that. And there's, I feel like that's another one where there's like, the line is going to be so close. Like, how does Vegas set that line? Like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
The only loser there is Dana White. Someone loses stock, so that's the only issue with that fight.
Oh yeah.
Everyone else is a winner. Boog, we're at the co-main. I mean, Connor's got to be in the main event, so this is the real main. But lay it on him.
All right. Well, we got Colby, Chaos, Covington versus who we called out last time. Louisiana Swamp Trash, Dustin Poirier. 5 rounds.
At what weight?
170.
You said you thought Colby could get down to 55 if he wanted to, right?
Yeah, I feel like he'd it'd
be suck and win.
TJ 25, maybe a little better. Maybe
anemic.
Maybe like Connor 45 type thing. But I think like right diet. But yeah.
No, I think you're right putting that at 70 in a 5-round fight. Holy balls. Now, how does this play out? Give it to me from start to finish. Is Colby getting a finish here? Is it going 5? Are we getting a decision?
I think, I mean, like I said earlier, I mean, the complaints are going to be off the wazoo from Poirier about every little thing. But, yeah, I think Colby, I think it's a tough fight, but I think he gets it done. Decision, like all his fights.
Decision. Yeah, I like that. Kev, what are you thinking here?
I went against him one of these times, but I'm not going against him on this one. I see the same thing. I see a Colby decision. I think Colby's durable enough. He'll be able to take the hits. Poirier's going to be strong enough. But, yeah, kind of how Colby kind of does with his MO. I think I'd say Colby decision as well.
Yeah. I'm going to hop right on board. I think Colby's kind of dealt with bigger people. You know what I mean? He's got a better pedigree wrestling. And I kind of think he determines where this fight goes. Obviously, Dustin probably has the better stand-up between the two, but Colby has shown he can fucking take a shot and hang in there. So this would be an exciting fight. I don't want to say it too loud, but I got Big Mike a Colby shirt for Christmas.
Wow.
Let's go.
So juiced. I'm so excited. Got a big old American flag on it. Just nothing sicker.
Is he a Colby fan?
Gonna be after that.
I love it.
He, you know, Big Mike. He's loyal to the soil. He's a patriot. So anything for the red, white, and blue. And he's honestly, if he saw him come out to the Kurt Angle, you suck, he would be fucking sold in a heartbeat. That's old school.
Nice.
And his post fights.
Oh, he's no. He would love everything about him.
Where you at, Jolie?
Fuck, dude. You can't. When is he fighting again? Is there anything on the books?
Colby? Hamzat, March.
I mean, I know that was said, but like, has there been anything besides the original?
No, but Dana has said that they're in talks.
Fuck yeah. That's another one. Hamza, just the fucking one everyone wants a piece of now. Is there another fighter out there that people want more than Hamza? I mean, obviously most people don't, but his name I feel like is throwing around more than anybody else's right now.
Yeah. Maybe like Patty, but yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I think people want Patty because they could build a name off him and beat him, but like Kamzat, I mean, pack a lunch.
Yeah, that's a very good fucking point. All right. This is it. The main event of the main event of the main event.
I mean, could have gone a lot of ways on this with who the notorious Conor McGregor is fighting, but I mean, there's one man. There's one man, and that man doesn't fight anymore. But that man coaches. That man coaches. And there's some unfinished business because that man decided to jump outside the octagon and let Conor back in the fight. Catching all the 229 pre-stuff. Pack your bags. This fight is in Moscow, Russia.
Now,
Conor McGregor versus Islam Makhachev.
Wow.
For the undisputed 155-pound belt. Winning it. Where you at, Khabib? Bring that smelly shite bag in this octagon.
I was not expecting that. I was thinking you were going to go right to the source itself.
Mm-hmm.
You want him fighting Islam, the protege, the one people say is the better Khabib, the more well-rounded. How do you see it playing out? Is it a quick Aldo? I mean, is he in his head that much to where he's got Islam off his game? I feel like that's hard to do.
I know a lot of people haven't really watched the Khabib fight as much as I have, but Conor was this close to kneeing his head into the third row on that first takedown.
Oh, on the takedown. I thought you were talking on the ground.
No.
Joe Rogan, it was a knee to the head.
Springboard. Yeah, I think, I mean, obviously Islam's good, but I just think Conor's, he's gonna know. He's been in there with Khabib, who is Islam, so he knows. He lasted 4 rounds in a training camp when he was drinking, doing some of the John Jones sugar, and yeah, book it, Moscow, bring Putin, bring Kadyrov, and let's do it. Bring that rat Artem too. Throw him in that back to the Russians.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you think Artem helps the boys train for Conor in this one? You think he divulges all the camp secrets and fucking goes back to the motherland? The hammer.
And you know what? Conor gets a call. 305. Hey, Conor. Colby Covington. Come down. Let's work on that wrestling.
That is Boog's wet dream. The duo of all duos, Conor and Colby. Could you imagine going to dinner with those two dickheads? Holy shit. There's phones being smashed, suckers being thrown. I'm all for it. Fucking sign me up.
Oh god, that'd be so good.
That would be amazing. Do you think Conor realistically can get down to 155 again?
Yeah. It would be a process.
Right.
Like people they still do it. They're like, there's no way he's make 155 again. It's like he has nothing lined up. He has nothing lined up for days. Like if he wants to transform his body back into a 155 frame, he can do it. Like he has all resources. Like he can do it. But I mean, I like him at 170. I like him anywhere, but I just want those rats again.
The rats. Kev, how do you see this playing out?
And be realistic, Kev.
I was about to say the same thing, Kev. It's funny Boog should say that. be realistic.
Okay. I have to say, oh, look at this guy. Look at the little flash in the pan.
No, which way?
No, which way?
Oh, fuck.
This guy. Even with the flash of a pan, I would be going with a different red, white, and blue that night. I think Islam at 155 for Connor, I think is too much of a get down to try and get back up the next day weight wise. I don't know. I think Islam would win because I just think Islam would be able to get Connor to the ground relatively efficiently. But yeah, I don't know. I mean,
now
I don't know. I don't see that one going championship rounds.
Yeah, I agree there. I think it's over quick either way. But prime for prime, Kev, those two. Now, who do you like? Does that change things for you at all? I know he doesn't have to suck down as much, but
come on, Kev, let's be intelligent here. Come on. You
I mean,
saw 205.
I mean, I would say it's a great matchup. I mean, we're kind of looking at prime Islam right now.
Right.
He's won 11, 12 in a row. Like, we're in it. Like, this dude is legit. So, yeah, man, I'm still going with Islam. I'm cheering for Connor, of course, but if you're going to tell me who's going to win, I'm going to go with Islam.
I like that. I think I agree 100% on the Islam either way, but I'm not cheering for Connor. I used to be on it, but after that Paul Felder matchup running through my head all day, I take the Irish Americans all day. Fook the real Irishmen. Fook them. No, I honestly, I just think Islam's more well-rounded. I think he can take a punch. Obviously, one from Connor is way different. But I think smarter game plan. I don't know. Boog, what do you think about Connor leaving SBG? I think it's time to go. I know that's the roots. I get it all, but
only if he goes to Stockholm, Sweden with the Smash Bros or with Colby. But I don't see it happening. And I mean, come on, guys. UFC 205, Connor. No one beats him in the history of any. No one beats that guy.
That old man shouldn't beat that guy.
Huh?
He
no, I'm talking about on November 12th.
I get it. Don't give us the date. Don't. We don't need to see that. No, I get what you mean. But I just something about him is so hard to root for these days.
Well, you know, everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has those days. So
I'm a John Jones fan. I get it. More than most. More than most.
Exactly. Jim, did you have a featured prelim or like an honorable mention one that you thought of?
I had Tony Ferguson in my fight card, and then I pulled it. I
pulled him out.
I couldn't see it go through. Best case scenario for that is have Tony match up with someone. Tony makes the walk to the octagon. The guy falls on the way out and breaks every bone in his body. Let Tony have a minute talking to Rogan and getting his piece and then fucking hanging him up. That's my idea, Tony Sitch. But yeah, no, I didn't have one planned out. How about you? Did one sneak in that or not make it that you hoped would have?
I was gonna say I was thinking about it as if it could actually be a featured prelim. So I was doing 3 rounds: Brazil versus Brazil, Michel Pereira, Vicente Luque.
Wow.
Ooh.
3 rounds, Pereira, Luque.
That's a sick fucking fight.
Yeah. And they're just right there, 170s. Do it.
And I was gonna say, like, any other card you could for sure squeeze that into like the first fight on the main event, but with this thing that you got cooking here, that is like the perfect featured prelim. I mean, that's if anything's gonna get people to buy tickets, it's gonna be that fucking shit. I mean,
yeah, it's definitely not a good matchup.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you said yours is in New York, so Brazil versus Brazil. The Americans don't have to fucking cheer against. The crowd can actually choose one of them. That would be hype.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How do you see it going?
I'm probably going Luque over 3. And to be honest with you, I'd say decision. I think these guys, even though they both pack some heat, I think they're just both warriors. I would just see Luque decision.
Yeah, I like that. Tejeda, he's the one that'll do fucking flips on a guy when he's down, right?
Exactly. Perfect feature
First
prelim. Come on in. It's the circus in here. This guy's doing flips and Eminares and just going
literally
bananas.
that's the perfect fight for a casual to be like, yo, I don't know what this is, but I'm fucking watching.
Exactly.
Yeah, Michelle Tejeda. That's sick. Boog, how do you see it going?
Yeah, I'm with Kev. I got Luque, but by finish, I think he's a step above Pereira.
Yeah,
but I feel like we could freaking, because I was thinking this when we first said it. Like, we could sit here and name fights all day.
I know. That's I'm looking at the time. We're at an hour and a half already, and we just
all day
BS and fucking fights
that chopped up like 18 fights.
So good. I know. I wrote them all down.
Matchmakers.
So literally. But yeah, I think I'm on board with you guys. I think Luque is just a little more technically sound, not as wild. Another guy that'll stick to the game plan. I feel like that's so big in MMA. When you're fighting a guy that doesn't. But yeah, Luque it is. Shoot, that fight's sick. That might be one of my favorite fights of the whole fucking shebang.
I just thought of another one. Oh shit, I gotta stop, man.
Oh, one more.
Okay. Rob Font, Calvin Cater.
Oh gosh.
Got it.
I don't like
You're not in on that? Oh my god.
Just for the Olympics.
Just for the pure fighting of it.
You can well hit up there, coach. You can go watch a spar and
oh jeez.
Oh, I like that one.
I was thinking you're gonna go Moicano Hooker.
Ooh. I was trying to find Moicano. I lucky you had it. I was like, damn, he already fought RDA, but I was looking around. But yeah, he put out a hell of a show with those last couple. But yeah, excited to watch him when he gets back in though.
Yeah, and RDA's fighting this weekend upcoming too.
Yeah. Or last weekend.
Yeah. Wink wink. Dos nachos. All right, boys. Well, we didn't get to break down any of the fights, but fuck, this was a lot more fun than just sitting there talking about a pay-per-view. But I'm sure when we come back next, we'll be able to break it all down and give a rundown of what happened and what everyone's missed since. But appreciate you guys doing this. Wow, go detail, Sweet Caroline. Bum, bum, bum. But yeah. Until next time, do you guys, well, I guess I should ask, do you have any bets? Anything you wanted to throw together real quick? It's all pick one fighter off of this card. I'll pick one different fighter and we'll just parlay that.
On December 10th or December 3rd?
Well, dude, I bet against Denver and I took Carolina in the under and it hit. So I don't know if there's ever a parlay card on this podcast again. I'll take, you know what? My fighter I'm going to take is Rosas Jr., the 18-year-old. He's fighting his first fight officially in the UFC this weekend. I don't have the odds for it, but I'm assuming it's going to be a close line. He should be a slight dog here. But Boog, did you have a guy that you wanted to throw on this parlay?
I don't have a guy. Oh, could I go Curtis Buckley doesn't go the distance?
Ooh, okay. Yeah, you can definitely do that. Buckley. I wrote that down too. Take the under in that fight. I don't see that going, yeah. Okay, I like that. Kev, you got
I'm gonna go on the December 10th main card. I'm going Ponzinibbio money line over Robbie Lawler.
I like that.
I like that. I feel bad for Robbie. I have it written down, but I felt like I was just shitting on him. He's 1-5 in his last 6. Lost to Barberena, Magny, Covington, Askren, RDA, and the only guy he's Nick Diaz. Not the greatest last 6 fights. So I like what you're doing here. Okay, that's the parlay. Rosas, Buckley, Curtis, not going the distance. Probably just going to have to take the under on that. And then Ponzinibbio. We'll figure out what that is, and we'll throw some money on it. But as always, I appreciate you guys doing this. It was an hour and a half of just good, solid, good, clean family fun. Until next time, peace.